Strap yourself in to meet my favorite destination in peninsular Malaysia. This is Penang, an incredibly happening place. It is in so many aspects similar to Singapore. In fact, it can be regarded as its little brother, just with the difference that it's less busy but more historic. Penang combines a very well preserved old city with a very rich culture, beautiful beaches and national parks. In this video, I'm gonna present you the top 10 selection of the best places that you may want to consider when planning your next trip to Penang. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Demographic. Today I'm gonna present you Penang, one of the best places in peninsular Malaysia. There are a lot of things you can discover here, that's why I'm providing you my top 10 selection. If you like anything about traveling and culture, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and also don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified with every new upload. Alright, let's hop in and get started with number 10, the Goddess of Mercy Temple. It's located in the old city of Georgetown and just 5 minutes from Armenian Street. Look at this beautiful temple, isn't it just very inviting? During the Lunar New Year period, you're gonna stand in this beautiful sea of Chinese lanterns. You will see a lot of locals and Chinese tourists who are coming here to pay their respect at Kuan Yin, the Goddess of Mercy. Let's move to number 9, the beautiful strip that connects Miami Beach to Shamrock Beach. It's a place that I'm very sure that most of you have never heard of before. I suggest you take a grab and get off at Miami Beach so you can take this beautiful walk all the way down to Shamrock Beach. A good time to reach is by 9 in the morning, so this beach is gonna be all yours. Look at these beautiful granite rock formations. That's not something you easily get to see at any other beach. Just 700 meters further down, which is about 15 minutes by walk, lays the floating mosque. There's not much going on here during the early morning. In fact, I was the only person visiting this place. What you will see, however, are some fishermen who are getting their boats ready. Number 8 is the probably most peculiar temple on the entire island. I'm not using this word in a negative context, but rather because this temple is very distinct from the others. It is actually one of the most, if even not the most visited temple of Penang. Now what is very interesting about this place is that the temple is actually not the main attraction, but rather the many snakes who are residing here. The Chinese people of Penang say that soon after the completion of the temple in 1805, a lot of snakes came here by themselves. You get to see them on the many bonsais that are scattered around the temple or on the branches of this tree here. The snakes are totally harmless, they're anyway mostly asleep and they're no longer poisonous. Before going out, you may want to check out some of the souvenir shops. There might be some few things that could be interesting. Also at the exit you can get some refreshments by ordering a young coconut. Now I'm gonna split number 7 into 2 parts because both places are just next to each other. The first one is the Burmese Temple, which I would consider a hidden gem of Penang. I'm actually quite happy I know about this place because it was initially the suggestion of my friend to come here. At first I was like, aren't there any better places? So, well, I just played along, but then right after I entered this beautifully decorated hall, I was like, oh, wow, it's amazing. So I immediately apologized and said, okay, definitely great choice, no more opposition. Because I enjoyed my first visit here during 2016 so much, I decided to come here again to shoot this video. You should also check out the garden of the temple, it's very beautiful. At the other end of the garden stands this 3-story pagoda. When you enter in here, you can see it provides you quite some history about Buddhism. The actual highlight awaits you at the lookout on the 3rd floor. From there you get a beautiful view over the entire temple and the surrounding city. The second place is just across the street and that is the Thai temple. When you enter the interior you can see this lying Buddha here, very typical for any temples in Thailand. Maybe the most famous one you may know from Bangkok. However, what in particular is different about this Thai temple here in Penang are its glittering snakes at the outside. To me, that was the actual highlight of the temple. Number 6 is the most talked about beach of the entire island, and that is the one at Batu Ferringhi. One thing you have to know about this place, it's about 30 minutes outside of Georgetown. The most efficient and cheapest way I recommend you to travel around in Penang is by taking a Grab. So I highly advise you to book one to come to this place. Just like for Shamrock Beach, I suggest you come here during the early morning, so let's say 9 or 10, there won't be many people. The atmosphere you will find is very peaceful, the perfect time to go for a swim. Let's say you prefer to have a more relaxed holiday, then maybe you want to stay at one of the hotels around here. There are a couple of activities being offered, maybe you want to check some of them out. After visiting this beach, I suggest you go and try some of the local restaurants. One place I recommend to take a brunch is at this cute restaurant. With number 5, we're moving to the more historical parts of Penang, and that are the clan jetties. It's a traditional Chinese floating village which I find has a lot of similarities with Kampung Air of Brunei. The latter one is shown in one of my previous videos. As you can see on this map, the clan jetties are actually not very far from the city center. It's about a 10 to 15 minutes walk from Armenian Street. There are in total 7 piers that form the clan jetties, and I would say a visit to the Jew jetty is a must. Once you arrive here, you will see it's a very well alive kept traditional village. There are a lot of souvenir shops, drinking stalls and restaurants around here, so you can see it's quite lively. At the end of the pier there is a platform from where you get quite a nice view over the other jetties and the wide sea. I also recommend you to go to the lead jetty. I think among all of them it's the second best. And don't miss out the town jetty, it's the one with those narrow piers. Same as for the other pier, at the end of the town jetty you will get quite a nice view over the surrounding traditional village and this beautiful Chinese floating temple. If you wish to go there, you will have to get access through the yacht jetty. Walking along the road, it will take you through the various alleys between the traditional houses, eventually leading you to the temple. It's a really beautiful place with a calm atmosphere. I've never been, but I think if you come here during sunset, it will be quite a special moment. Number 4 is one of the most iconic buildings on the entire island, and that is the Chong Fa Tsue Mansion, or also better known under its name, the Blue Mansion. Before you go there, there's one important thing you have to know. You can only come here if you're either a hotel guest or if you purchase the tour ticket. The times for the tour are at 11 AM or 2 and 3:30 in the afternoon. Once you enter this building, you will get to know more about its history. Now I don't want to spoil your visit, but one thing I like to share with you, this house used to be at some time the embassy of the formerly great Chinese Empire. Another interesting fact may be that Crazy Rich Asians' iconic mahjong scene was actually not shot in Singapore, but here in the Blue Mansion. After the tour is completed, I suggest you, unlike the other guests leaving the house, you stay here and go to the bar for some refreshments. When you're finished with your drink, you will have this beautiful mansion all for yourself, so you can take a lot of great photos. As I mentioned earlier, this place is also a hotel. It's one of the best on the entire island. Surely you will have a great stay if you spend at least one night in here. In conclusion, I would say coming here is a must. It's one of the best places in the entire island. With number 3, we're moving up to the podium. However, I do have to say it's very difficult to decide which one is the winner. So actually, I would just say among these 3, everyone is a winner. I give number 3 to the famous Peranakan Mansion. I'm presenting you here my current favorite museum in all Malaysia. Among all the Peranakan places that I have visited so far, this one really best reflects all the aspects of their traditional lifestyle. When you enter the gallery on the ground floor, you first get to see a large collection of traditional Peranakan clothes, furniture and various photos. Right behind, in the other room, you can find another rich collection of various jewelries. By the way, if you have watched my previous video about Malacca, you may have seen the Straits Chinese Jewelry Museum, which is actually the little brother of this one. For those who yet don't know what are Peranakan people, They are the offspring of Chinese traders that came to Malaysia and intermarried with local Malay women. What in particular is unique about their culture is that it merges the customs and arts of the Chinese with the ones of the Malays. At this point, you may have figured out that the Peranakans are traditionally very rich people. You easily can see this from the fancy interiors of the dining halls, bed and living rooms. Rather hidden, just around this corner is the family temple, quite a good site to take photos. Same as for the Blue Mansion, this place has to be on your itinerary.
Number 2 is the most happening place on the entire island, and that is the famous Armenian Street.
It's located in the center of Georgetown, which makes it the perfect place for city travelers. There are a lot of things you can see around this place, for example the Kapitan Kling Mosque, various Chinese temples, and what this place is actually the most known for, its street art. There are a lot of people that travel to Penang to see its famous street art, especially these two kids here riding the bicycle and various others. On the weekends in the afternoon at 4 p.m. they will open up a street food market so you can try a lot of local delicacies. There are also a lot of restaurants and cafes around here, so you should go and try some of them out. You may not have known, but Penang ranks among the 10 best places in the world for foodie travelers. Alone because of this fact, you should go and try as many local dishes as you can. Also really cool is to take a ride on one of those trishaws or rickshaws. It costs about 30 ringgit and they will do a 10 minutes tour through the old city of Georgetown. A very good time to travel to Penang is on the weekends right after Chinese New Year, because you will get to see a lot of street performances. This, for example, would be snake dance, as you can see here. You will also get to see line dance, one of the most iconic performances of the Chinese. And many more. Regarding Chinese New Year in Penang, I will make another separate video emphasizing more on the cultural part.
Before I introduce you to the number 1, here are some top honorable mentions. This includes Penang State Mosque, Penang Hill, Fort Cornwallis, Penang National Park and Kampung Balik Pulau. And now I'm revealing you which is the best place on the entire island. Number 1 goes to the incredibly large and beautiful Kek Lok Si Temple.
This incredibly beautiful place is located in Air Itam, which is about 15 to 20 minutes from Georgetown. It's Malaysia's largest Buddhist temple and it's, by the way, still under construction. The temple is built on 3 levels, so I suggest you start with the lowest one. There you get to see this very spacious hall, and at the outside there is a fountain with a Buddha shrine. Walking upstairs to the middle section, you will first arrive in this garden here. From there you can go up to the balcony, where you will get a great view on the pagoda. The pagoda is quite interesting as it combines Chinese, Thai and Burmese architecture. It's also a great lookout point. From there you have a fantastic view over the entire temple and the village of Air Itam. Let's say you come here during Chinese New Year, then I suggest you go up to the pagoda at about 6:30 p.m. to watch the sunset. Soon after they're gonna light up the entire temple. Actually, it quite reminds me of a typical winter wonderland, which looks really magical. We're now moving to the last part of this video. If you want to proceed to the upper level, you first have to walk through this temple and then take the cable car. Once arrived up there, you're gonna enter this beautiful garden here. The most impressive part of this temple is this huge Kuan Yin statue. It's, by the way, the largest of its kind in the entire world. As you can see, this site is still under construction. Year by year, they keep adding new sections.
We've reached the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you've been to Penang, let me know if you agree with my top 10 selection. And if you have any other suggestions, then please let me know in the comments below. Also make sure, if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit that bell to get any notification about any new uploads. So with this, I would like to end this video. We're gonna see each other very soon on the next upcoming episode.